but it's got like lines in it. One that I already picked up. And we're going to lay these out here so they're on the counter. So I've only ever made this like one box at a time. Whenever I did need more, I would just use 2 different boxes and make it 2 different batches. There's tape on my scissors. Okay. We'll just put our trash in the box, keep it all in one place. Alright, so we're just going to dump the whole bag in the bowl. All of it in there. Throw that in our thing. It smells great. Break up some of the chunks in there. Alright. Then we're going to crack our eggs and put them in. Which I've seen a lot of people will do this, but I've always been told that's bad because the bacteria goes inside the egg. So you want to have a clean, flat surface to crack. And throw our eggshells in here too. Do it again. And the cat's getting up here. Fuck. Where'd you go? Get. I don't actually have to spray him because he doesn't like being sprayed with water. So I don't even know what's in this jug, but I would never actually spray him with it. Okay. We got raw egg on the counter because of him. Okay, so now we get our vegetable oil or whatever type of oil you need. And I'm going to do 1/3 of a cup. Try not to spill it. Do exactly 1/3. We just pour that in. Okay, set that down. Now we're done with this. So now all I really have to do is just mix it and combine it in, which takes a while. I usually cut this out of my TikToks whenever I make this. I break up the egg yolks, try to at least, and then you just mix for a while. And it's gonna get pretty hard once it gets incorporated because it is a very thick dough that we need for the egg, for the cookies. Again, this spice mix smells great. So yeah, pretty good. One thing I do really want to do, instead of just doing like a recipe video, is to like tell stories while making it, which I don't know, seems like a lot to remember to do while cooking. So maybe some other time. But I would love to do like baking and ghost stories or something like that. But I don't know, maybe the next time. Or hell, if anyone sees this, let me know. I highly doubt anyone will comment and tell me, but that seems like it'd be very fun to do. And I guess this video will show how long it takes to do this because I'm probably not going to edit because I don't know how to edit. Besides just like cutting out a small little part that doesn't need to be in there. But yeah, so it's still going. I'm gonna see if I can show. There's a lot of white. I'm trying to get it to where all the white is brown so I can tell that everything's been mixed in. Because the white's just like the raw powder or whatever. So if you need to fold and then stab, scoop, whatever, to try to get everything incorporated. And it's supposed to be very easy, but if you like have kind of like weak hands, you might need someone to help you incorporate everything together. It's just a lot of folding and stabbing. It also sticks to the bowl a lot, so you might have to scrape pieces of it. Even like the dry powder will just stick to the side, to the little corners in the bowl. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can still have some of that white powder from the cake mix left over. It cooks fine. It doesn't really affect the taste. It won't make you sick or anything. So, alright, I think I am about done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat this. Preheat the oven before I start putting this out in a bowl, on a sheet. It's already in the bowl. What the fuck am I saying? Okay. So your batter should be pretty thick, like very much like cookie dough. I guess you could freeze it if you really needed to, but I don't think you do. I've never frozen it and it's always come out fine. So I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna preheat the oven, and I have my little, I wrote the recipe down in this. So I have it up here, so I'm going to preheat to 375. I also have like other little notes. So I'm going to take my baking sheets. I usually know how to use 2 because of how much the batter makes. And it's just a mess over there. So I'm going to set this down. And we're going to spray the pan so the cookies don't stick. Okay. So this is butter spray. You can use olive oil, coconut oil, whatever kind of spray. Sometimes I've even taken this on a paper towel and wiped it down whenever I didn't have anything to spray. So we're going to spray this. Don't care if we make a mess because we'll just clean it up. And we're actually going to keep this out because we're going to ground. You know what? I've used this before. I'm just going to use this. I usually use like a mashed potato scooper. This, I think it's from Tupperware. Oh no, it's from Pampered Chef. But it's got a tablespoon on this side, and then the small side is a teaspoon. And it's also a chip clip. So we're going to use the tablespoon side and just get pieces of it, of the dough out with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the inside of this so it doesn't stick too bad. So we're just going to scoop out little pieces and put it on here. And it doesn't have to be perfect round balls of dough. It doesn't really matter. Also, make sure you space them out good enough because they will like rise and spread. Ooh, that sounds like it broke. But they will rise and spread, so you don't want them too close together because then you'll have like one big cookie. So that can probably get scooted. Sometimes they don't spread as much, it just depends on the dough, I guess. Shake it out if you want it. If you don't want to touch it because it's like a nasty texture, you just shake it out. And I don't always get, yeah, see that? It's easier just to pull it. I don't always get the same amount in each little bowl, but it's okay. As long as they taste good. Which usually I taste the batter whenever I'm finished, when I'm waiting for them all to cook. I'm really just using this to get like about the same size. Kinda. This can get scooted back, okay. Yeah, so these would be good sized little cookies. I definitely want to learn how to make actual cookies like from scratch. But I know that takes a little bit more than this. And this is just easy because you can already like, you know, whatever flavor of cake that a brand makes, you can make any cookie that flavor. And it's just easy and convenient. People think they're homemade, so it's fine. Which is, this is better than the people that try to say they make homemade cakes, but it's like, no, you just made it at home. It's not really homemade because you're using cake mix. Okay, I think that's how many I'm going to do on this pan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 on one pan. So I'm going to look at my recipe card. When it's ready, I'll put these in for about 11 minutes. I'll do 11 for a baseline for 12 cookies. If the timer goes off and they still look a little like they need to cook longer, then I'll like do like 2 minutes at a time to try to get them as cooked as I want them to be. They're really best, this style of cookies is best slightly undercooked because then they stay soft. And that's what most people that make these is they want them to be soft. I think so. And I only bake one set at a time because the difference in top rack and bottom rack is like so different. I would never nail down the perfect time. Don't need to respray because this is already got stuff in it. This one's might be slightly bigger. We'll see. I think usually on this one I get like 6 to 8 cookies on here, depending on the size. Usually when I get to the second pan too, I'm like scraping to get everything. Okay, so there's the timer or the preheat thing done. So, a little bit too much. We'll do bigger cookies on this one. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna pop the other ones in first. So we're gonna do bottom rack for 11 minutes. Then we do kitchen timer, not cooking time, so that it stays on after they're done. So we'll do that. Yeah, that's good enough size. We'll scoot it out a little bit just in case this one gets big. Sometimes I only get like 5 on this pan. So we'll try to get as many as we can. I know it just said I was gonna make them bigger, but I'll try to get as many. Do that one there. I'm always too scared of them too close to the edge because I don't want them to like hang over when they get too big. So I think we might have enough for like 2 or 3 more. I'll put this one here. And the bigger you make them, sometimes the longer it'll take. Okay, we might have like a baby cookie. Just randomly throw it on there. But I feel like the thicker the dough balls are, the longer it's gonna take. So sometimes I like to like pat them down, make them a little bit thinner. We'll actually move this one to like here, this one up here, and then we'll have room for a baby one. So we'll just scoop as much as we can, because if we have a baby one, I don't want to burn the baby one because it'll be cute and little compared to the rest. So we'll just scoop what's left that we can get off the bottom of the bowl. It's going to be a very funky size. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, so this one's tiny compared to all the other ones. But it's okay, it's cute and little. It's like a little, like how Nemo has one little fin. Oh yeah, we also need a cooling rack because if we were to just let them cook and then pull them out and just leave them on the tray, the bottoms would get very burnt. So let me find my cooling racks if I can. I have one in there. I had better ones that I got at the yard sale. And they're underneath stuff. Great. Don't mind me. Just breaking shit. That's why I need my own house. So that I can get to my stuff easily. So what we got here, I usually use a spatula to get the stuff off. I'm gonna check the cookies. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna check them so that he doesn't think he can get on the board to get the kitchen. Oh, they look so good. Okay, so they're gonna end up they're gonna look like how most people's peanut butter cookies turn out looking. They're gonna taste so much better than peanut butter. Where is my favorite spatula? I swear something used it, but you know it's here. This is my favorite spatula. It is very old. Rachel Ray. I don't know if people like her still or not, but I don't really care about people with TV show cooking shows. But this is a really good spatula. So we're gonna use this one. I might tap the cookies down so they're not too thick. So we're gonna do that and see how it goes. This also gave me a good idea of how done they were because we have 3 minutes left. So these are about to burn on the bottoms. So there might still be a little gooey in the middle. We'll see. Keeping my eye on that fucking cat. This is another thing that I really love having in the kitchen. I think it's just from Walmart. But it's a pot holder and it's just one long piece. So it's great. So we're just gonna wait. We've got a few seconds left. We'll go ahead and let them go the whole times, just so the end middles are cooked as much as they could be. But we're gonna try not to burn the bottoms. But I think they're already a little burnt. So I'm watching the cat. Ooh, they smell great. All right. I'm gonna pop those down, hurry up and stick these in. So there's only 8 on there. So we're gonna do less time than the other ones. We'll do about 9 minutes to start out. Even if 9 isn't enough, I'll just add more time, just leave them in there longer. So I know it's gonna be hot. I'm checking the bottoms, make sure they're not too dark. That's not bad at all for what the top color is. Definitely don't touch it right when they come out because it's a little hot, but sometimes you can't help it to get them off of here. So we definitely don't want to burn the bottoms. That's why we're doing this. Okay. So we'll see what this turns out like. I usually always end up burning either the first batch or the second batch. I think it's usually the second batch because I get too confident that I know how long to leave them in there for. And then I fucking burn them. So we'll see if I burn the second batch or not because that's usually what happens. And I don't know why I'm making all these cookies because I'm not gonna email myself. This one turned out so good. It's not perfectly round, but it's got like lines in it. Doesn't matter if the second batch comes out okay. So we're gonna pick this pretty one that I already picked up. And we're going to look at that. So, So good. A little hot still, but definitely tastes very good.